Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody doing? How is everybody feeling? All right. So, this is a little bit of a mukbang. I don't know. I'm breaking my fast eating some cucumbers, tomatoes. I put a little bit of pepper. I put a little bit of nutritional yeast on there. I just got in from a walk, from walking Miss Foxy, my dog, which she's probably behind me somewhere. Oh, I hear her feet. Down to my Foxy girl. All right, you stay down there because I got food over here. Because she will hop on my lap. Nope, stay your little booty down there. All right, so, and then I've also put some vegan ranch on there. Ta-da! Yummy! And while I am enjoying this, we're going to be talking about energy cleansing. I think I had a few, what was it? I had a few episodes or podcasts or whatever. I don't know how you're listening to this, if it's on the podcast or if it's on the videos, but that's what it was. I had essentials for getting your mojo back, and I have a few things. Take a look if you haven't already. This one is energy cleanse, which I thought this would be appropriate, especially for the beginning of the year. A lot of us are looking to just reset. Maybe you had a rough year last year, or you just want to just have a cleanse, and maybe you don't know where to start. This is to give you ideas. I got the hiccups now because I'm over here excited and breathing and gulping everything. Okay, so I listed 5 things. I'm trying to read my own handwriting because I actually write in cursive. And I don't know why I didn't write this in cursive, but I should have, because I actually read better in my handwriting better in cursive than I do with the regular prints. All right, anyway, that's besides the point. Number 1, for an energy cleanse, what do you want to do? And this is not in any order. Take at it, do what works for you at the end of the day. This is just to give those who may need some ideas, something to work with. Number 1, detox. You want to detox your life. Detox from your diet, so cleaning stuff out. You know how people will say, okay, it's January, I'm going to cut things off or cut things out of my diet. This is just an example. I do this all the time. No sugar, no carbs, or no processed food carbs kind of thing. Healthy carbs. No alcohol. And what else? Yeah, those are the things I can think of currently at the moment. And honestly, the more I do that, what I've noticed is I don't really gravitate back towards those things. I might treat myself here and there, but what I've noticed is I don't overindulge like how I used to when it comes to certain things. So detox with your food, detox from everything, all the aspects of your life. So for example, another example, this can be cutting certain people out of your life. And it's not the thing, this is the thing that I need to make very clear. Sometimes when you cut people out of your life, it's not necessarily that they're horrible people. A lot of the times, it has nothing to do with them. You just want to be focused on your goals, because sometimes we gravitate back towards bad habits. I know, for example, when I was trying to get back on my fitness journey way back in the day, because I've been doing this a long time. But way back in the day when I first began, I noticed that most of my friends, and I go like this because, yeah, they're good people, but we were friends only under certain conditions. Almost forgot to eat. So, when you are friends with people, let's say they go out, they eat out all the time, they go out drinking all the time, and that's not really your thing. Naturally, when you start doing things a little differently, you find that you're not really hanging out with these people as much like how you used to. And that can be a little bit, of a wake-up call, because you're realizing a lot of your interactions are based on going out, either clubbing, going out to eat, drinking. And for me, I do have friends who still do those things. And my thing is, your life is your life. Your life has nothing to do with mine unless I make it that way, right? Just like the other way around. Our lives can be different from one another, and we can still coexist. We can still interact with each other, but we don't have to interact with each other under those conditions. We can hang out in other ways, and for example, everyone, not just me, but everyone should have a variety of friends. You don't have to have friends who, I don't know, who you've known since school or whatever. You can have your work friends, you can have your trainer friends, your yoga friends, your workout friends. You don't have to have your friend group in the same group, is what I'm saying. So when you're going through whatever, like detox, keep that in mind. You can still be friends with people. You might have to do like a detox to where you're not hanging out with them as much, or you're hanging out with them under certain conditions. And you can say, hey, can we go grab a movie instead of going out to eat or going out for drinks? And I tell my friends this. I will straight up tell them, like, hey, I'm not drinking right now. And if I do choose to go with them, I'll have a mocktail and not a cocktail. You know what I mean? So you are in charge of yourself when it comes to whatever type of detox you're going through. But keep in mind, it's not just about food. It's about the people. It's about what we're consuming, whether if it's something we're watching, whether if it's social media. Detox, because it all affects you. All of it does, to some degree. All right, moving on, because I can go on and on about that one. Number 2, move your body. I can't stress this enough. How is anyone going to detox if you don't move your body? And what I mean by move your body, go for a walk. Stretch. You don't have to do anything crazy unless you want to. It's only as hard as you make it out to be. And the reason why a lot of these challenges come about is because it's something that's new. But how can you give yourself an opportunity if you don't? How can you want a change if you don't? How can you reach certain goals if you don't? I'm just saying, we want or crave these things, but you got to put the work into it. I'm sorry, I got music in my head. What's that one song? You can do it, put your back into it. Yes, I am one of those. It'll be certain words that I will hear or say, and bam, song. I'm like a walking karaoke machine. Anyway, moving on. But yeah, move your body, sweat. How are you going to detox if you're not sweating out the toxins? Hey, I'm not making this stuff up. I'm not making any of this stuff up. This is what, what will help. Another one. Tune in. Number 3, tune into yourself. Cry if you need to cry. Meditate. I can't even read my handwriting on this one. I think I wrote chant, like I think that's what I wrote there. But yeah, when you sit down and meditate and really tune in, you are detoxing. You're allowing your body to rest. You're allowing your nervous system to rest. Your body is always going to perform. Your body is always going to perform. You will always perform your best when you are calm. Your body, the organs, all of that. Your body needs a break. So when you sit down intentionally, don't just rest when it's bedtime. What fun is that? You're gonna do all this stuff and stress your body out and not take breaks throughout the day, not rest throughout the day. You're just gonna wait until it's bedtime. I'm sorry, but that doesn't count. That does not count. Yeah, your body needs sleep. We need sleep, yes. But what about throughout the day? Why are you only sacrificing your, your day? Why are you sacrificing your day just doing all these things that create stress and you're not doing anything to help balance that? You need balance. That's how you're going to create an energy cleanse. You need to meditate. You need to relax. You need to tune in. It feels nice once you do it and you really tap into it. Game changer. Number 4, one of my favorites, water. And the water it can be anything. It can be going to the beach, going to the river. I noticed, and this is a little crazy. This is a little off topic, but I've noticed almost wherever I moved in my adult life, I was either in some type of nature or near water. Nature is very healing. Water is very healing. Very, very healing for the soul. You notice how I have my blinds open and I'm letting the sun come in, because when I'm done making this video, I'm going to take my butt right out there to the patio and I'm going to be like, sunbathe me, sun me up. It's good for you. It's a good opportunity to meditate. You can do a 2-in-1. You can go near water, go out in nature, meditate. Allow yourself to reset. It really does wonders for your body. All right. Number 5, another good one. Sound bowls, African music, tribal music. And number 5 has like multiple stuff. Like I have incense, crystals, things of that nature. I am definitely surrounded by these types of things. I love them. I do collect them and they feel good. When you do that, for me, it's an energetic thing. There's something with the crystals. There's something with the sound bowls. that for me, my body, my nervous system really loves it. Now, is it different for everyone? Yes. But once you find what works for you, stick with it. Allow yourself to incorporate those things into your routine. But you want to somehow incorporate all these things, but then there's way more than this. I only wrote down 5 because I didn't want this video to be super long. Again, I just wanted to shine some light so those who may need ideas or they don't know where to start, they have different things that they can work with. Detox, move your body, tune in, cleanse, cry, meditate, surround yourself water, surround yourself in nature, sunbathe, ground yourself, put your feet on some grass. I'm sure you've seen memes or other people say this, but ground yourself. Sound bowls, okay? Tribal music, African music. This is the thing that's interesting about music. Music is very powerful. And for me, I listen to just about everything, but there are times where, my ears can't take it. I'm just like, what are they saying? No, I don't want to hear that right now. Like for instance, lately I've been listening to Yolanda Adams. I love gospel music. Now, am I religious? No, because I believe, and this is something I've actually studied in my undergrad, I find that religion, any type of structure, anything like that, is it helpful to a lot of people? Yes, absolutely. I've had my share of going into different churches and stuff like that. My mom and her siblings, which there's about 6, 7 of them, they were raised Muslim. She didn't push anything onto us, and I do appreciate her for doing that because it allowed us to find our own spiritual path. Am I a spiritual person? Absolutely. And I love listening to gospel music. There's times I might need to listen to some uplifting music, and just listening to other people's testimonies and stuff like that, testimonials and how they're overcoming certain things. It is a powerful thing. When it comes to the mainstream music, not everybody wants to listen to that. Is there anything wrong with it? No. I listen to a lot of old school rap, old school rock, indie, mostly old school, even R&B, but most of it is like old school. Like I would say maybe 1970s to maybe early 2000s. That's probably my range, especially 80s and 90s. Like, don't get me started. However, there's times where, again, I might want to listen to a sound bath that's on YouTube or on Spotify. I might listen to some tribal music, some African music, with some drums in the back. Like, I might listen to some dance music, EDM. It kind of just depends on my mood, right? But that's why it's important to tune in. Tune in and see what you feel you need. You don't have to listen to one genre. You don't have to. There's other types of music out there, and they all bring different feelings. So yeah, experiment with that. Experiment with these different ideas. Oh, you wanted to buy? Okay. Yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for watching and listening. If you have some ideas that's different than mine, or maybe if you're already doing this, comment below. How do these help you? Or comment below, what are things that you do that can be helpful for someone else or for me? All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you or talk to you next time. Bye-bye.